Hi, and welcome back to Mineral City TV. I'm your host, Raymond Hall. It's our last show of today, and we're in Building A, room A8. I can never remember the numbers in the So we're going to talk with Nimeral Min-Lab and Emanuele. They're based in Italy, and they have on-site preparation lab here in Mineral City, so you can get your rocks trimmed and cleaned and photographed and all sorts of stuff. And they also have some amazing specimens available for sale too. So let's go on in and have a chat with Emanuele.
Hey Ray,
Hi,
how are you doing?
Nice to meet you. Thanks for being on the show. Beautiful showroom here.
Thank you so much.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and Nimeral Min-Lab?
Yeah, okay, of course. So, Nimeral Min-Lab is an Italian company based in Milano. And a few years ago, thanks to Tom and Graham, we decided to have the first laboratory on site during the show in Tucson. So this is why I'm here, basically, okay? And this is, why? Because of them also, because they wanted to do that. So basically we have a service, we offer a service for mineral specimen preparation here in Tucson that goes from the basic trimming, cleaning with chemicals, sandblasting, all kind of things, to process the pieces from the, let's say, beginning till the end. Mm-hmm. We also offer a service for photography service on site, with Mark Mautner, and we offer the possibility to our clients to have the pictures before the treatment and after the treatment, so you see the difference.
It's always nice to have a comparison.
Time to time, many clients ask us.
Sure,
so
that makes a lot of
before
sense.
and after, so we give also a discount on this, and well, it seems that the people are very happy to have this kind of service here, and I can tell you that we are going crazy with the lab, like really crazy.
I was just about to say, how busy are you? How many pieces do you average do?
Every
Every
year is growing, and like for example, in the first 10 days here, we processed like 250, 300 pieces already.
Wow.
Yeah, from
so you got
chemicals to repair, restoration, vacuum, everything. So
you've got a lot of stuff to do then.
yeah, kind of. Yeah. Well, it's keeping us busy, so we are here for that.
That's what you're here for.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
all right, well, again, like I said, beautiful specimens in here as well. He's going to show us a few of the really fantastic pieces he's got, and then one special one at the end, too.
Yeah,
so
sure, of course.
Let's take a look over here first.
Let's start from this cabinet, actually. Let me just open it, please. So, I have a beautiful specimen of celestite from Madagascar. It's a very impressively big crystal, super sharp, nice, high luster, and it has a very interesting smoky color inside.
That is a magnificent crystal.
This
presents so nice there in the cavity.
This is one of the specimens that I have in partnership with my friend Tomek from Spirifer, because we are on the project together. So celestite is something that I do with him.
When was this one collected, do you know?
This one maybe like 3 years ago.
3 years ago?
3 years ago.
That seems to be the common, I keep asking everyone when something was found, and it was always 3 years ago.
Well, you know why? Because since
COVID.
3 years we are not here.
Because of COVID, yep. Everything was found, and they couldn't bring
yeah.
it here for the last couple of years, absolutely.
You know, everybody's keeping the best stuff for Tucson show.
For
because
sure.
Tucson show is the #1 in the world.
Yeah, for sure.
So 3 years ago is the minimum.
Yeah.
All right, so let me put it back.
Some great
in
specimens
his
up
place.
on that top shelf. Beautiful tourmaline right in the center there.
Yeah.
My favorite, as I've mentioned a couple of times already. All right, well, let's see what else you brought here for us.
Yeah. Well, I brought a pretty big piece.
That is huge.
It's a fluorite from Spain, and specifically this is from the mine called La Viesca. This was a pretty old piece that was found some years ago, and I was able to purchase it last year. This specimen is pretty interesting and pretty unique because of the association with the calcite. The fluorite is in its best quality, shape, no damage, and on the calcite we have many little diamond quartz that make the piece extremely special.
Yes, it gives it a nice sparkle and contrast of color.
Exactly. And
do you know how much does this one weigh?
The weight is about 50 kilos, 50, 60 kilos.
It is a big rock.
It's big rock, but it's not very thick. It's a little bit thin, so, but it's huge. And I really love all these little things sparkling on the calcite, and I don't know, this is beautiful.
No, it is a fantastic piece.
Yeah. And actually, this mine is over now, because so far what I've been told from my guys, The last blast in the industrial mine has been done the last Friday of the last Munich show 2021. So the last blast was the Friday of the Munich show, and since then it's over.
They're
So,
done, huh?
Yeah, they're done.
Well, that's certainly sad because everyone loves fluorite from that locality.
Yeah.
So pretty.
Also because I tell you, this was one of the most active sources in Europe.
Oh, yeah, for Spanish,
Recent,
for
actual-
fluorite, for sure.
Actual sources, yeah. Anyway,
It was great.
everything
Great
comes
piece.
to an end, so that's it. Let's move to this cabinet. I show you something else that is pretty interesting, and the story is even more interesting about the piece.
Another huge piece.
Yeah, this is one of the quartzes from Arkansas that I was able to purchase some years ago in Europe. So I got in touch with the guy that told me that he had a collection of his parents that they wanted to sell, etc., etc. So I said, well, okay, let's go see it. I went, and with my biggest surprise, I found an immense stock of quartzes from Arkansas, especially from the Coleman mine. The father of this guy was collecting during the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s, and all these specimens were still packed in the original crates in which they came from United States to Europe in the 70s.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean,
Untouched.
the crates are beautiful, like perfectly in perfect shape, still with the writing of the 1970s from Arkansas, with
That's
all
very
the stamps of the customs, binding seals.
Sure.
It was fantastic,
Wow, that's very
So,
cool.
And I kept, of course, a couple of these crates because I love them as an history and also,
Yeah.
documentation. And well, inside those crates there were these crazy, beautiful things.
Yeah, no, that is
So,
great. So is that one
yeah.
from the Coleman mine as well?
This is from the Coleman mine. This is the one from the Coleman mine. That one as well. So yeah, we have several. Yeah.
That's a really impressive piece.
Yeah. But the crazy is to find such a big treasure in Europe,
In
stashed
Europe.
for like 40 years.
Absolutely. No, what a great story.
Great story, yeah. So let me take a couple of rocks from the safe.
All right.
Okay,
That sounds exciting. I hope you
I'm
guys are
sure.
ready for this.
So let's start with this thing.
Here, I'll hold the box if you want to.
Yeah, just sit
All
on,
right,
on
sure.
the couch is better. So you might have seen a bunch of euclases.
As we were coming in. Yep.
Yeah. So this is the number one.
That is an enormous Euclase.
Yeah. This is beautiful. The shape, the luster.
The sharpness of the edges,
Yeah.
they're really crisp and clean, but yeah, the luster all the way down the crystal face.
The geometry also, the little feldspar on the side, little tourmaline inclusions. These are beautiful. I mean,
That is
I
a
was
fantastic piece.
when I purchased the parcel, I saw this thing and I was like, holy cow, oh, this is great.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Okay, well, everyone wish this to be blue, pink, orange, any kind of color, but
The size of the crystal, it makes it's
Yeah,
a magnificent
I mean,
piece.
it's white, creamy color, but the shape, the luster, the sharpness is beautiful.
And where was this
Absolutely
one from
beautiful.
exactly?
This coming from Brazil, from the Shia mine near São José da Safira.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, this is
Wow, that's an
crazy.
amazing
Yeah,
crystal.
It's a beautiful one. Let me show you one more piece.
You know they're good when they're coming out of the safe, everyone.
Yeah. So this is a tourmaline
Ooh.
as well from Brazil.
Wow.
All right, so
That's a Cruzeiro.
this is a Cruzeiro
Wow.
vein number 3 tourmaline specimen.
Wow.
This is beautiful. I love the pink, then the green, lavender,
Yeah, the
pink and hot
transition of
pink.
colors is
Yeah.
great.
Cherry pink,
The
cherry red on
presentation.
the top. Yeah.
I have to ask, how many repairs?
Well,
Everyone's always going to ask.
these tourmalines, these pockets are always
Always,
damaged
yeah. It's
up.
not.
And
It's
so,
not. I'm not trying to say anything bad.
For
but
example, this crystal has 2 repairs.
2.
This one 2. This is 1 repair. So this
So
is
really
one.
not
Yeah,
really not that
really
many,
not that
honestly,
bad.
and they
No,
look
no,
great.
no.
I mean, obviously you did the repair. I'm guessing maybe.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Well, no, you know what? I know a very good laboratory that does these things.
Okay. Well, yeah, no,
Yeah.
they did a tremendous job. You couldn't even tell. I mean, unless you knew that that's what, the way
Yeah,
they happen in the
exactly.
pocket, you couldn't even tell.
Exactly.
It's a
So,
magnificent piece and maybe
yeah.
one of my favorites I've seen so far in all these interviews.
Yeah, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I really love. Many people might not like this mushroom here, but I
think
love
that-
it. I
Yeah,
mean,
no, that's
it gives,
great.
It gives. I don't know. It gives. I don't know what it gives.
It's a little
I don't
character.
know.
It's a little person.
It's a
there.
character. So I love it. This
No,
is
that's
beautiful.
great.
So yeah,
Amazing piece.
yeah, it's a beautiful piece. I love it. Absolutely.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for showing
Right,
us that
well,
one.
it's my
especially.
pleasure,
Oh,
so-
it's great. Emanuele, it was great
Well, it was
to
great
meet you.
meeting you.
And thank you
you
so
so
much
much.
for showing us around here and
You're
showing
most
me
welcome.
that.
My pleasure.
Anyone, if you need mineral preparation done here while you're
Oh,
in
yeah.
Tucson, come down to room A8 at Nimeral Min-Lab, and you can get all sorts of
here.
of things done to your
All right.
pieces before you go home. And let's talk just for 1 second about the great party that Graham has put together for tomorrow night, starting at 6 o'clock in several different locations between buildings A and C and D and E. There's going to be different locations with food and beer. Lots of fun to be had.